5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome everyone to another episode of RDB Reviews with Ryan Balkwill, the author of RDB Reviews. Ryan's illustration features various dramas, Netflix related. Ryan will detail.
The first one we're going to talk about today is Secret Society, which is from Disney Plus.
I recognize the poster from a discussion we've had. So I commented that they look like they're out of Sky Captain and the Land of Tomorrow or something. They look very sci-fi. Yeah. Secret Society of Second-Born Royals. Adventure, fantasy, action, according to Ryan. Rebellious princess is stunned to learn that she has superpowers and belongs to a secret society with a long-standing tradition of covertly keeping the peace throughout the kingdom. Is it set in the UK?
No, I think this is American.
American Kingdom.
I think this is like a long line of others, programs, recently that just a part of Disney Plus, like label.
No, I was just wondering because it says Princess Protecting the Kingdom, and that sounds very fantasy or old England. But yeah, interesting.
Well,
go on.
Some bits feel like so England, like the castle stage, I think.
Gotta have a castle, yeah.
Yeah, this is like them trying to do their own superhero-based film.
Yeah.
A part of the Disney brand.
That's what I was wondering, Ryan. So Disney owns all the good superhero stuff anyway. Well, not DC, but Marvel. But they want to make their own original characters, their own heroes.
Yep, indeed.
They want everything, don't they? So what Ryan says about this one in the prose, the first thing I'm going to say about this film is how to get showcased characters' variety of abilities. They did a good job of developing each character. This feels more of a superhero film than a Disney movie, royal spin into it. The set costume design is pretty cool and acknowledges what type of movie it is. In the cons, the start of the movie was cheesy. The film moves forward from that earlier on. The action, not all that impressive, and the main villain wasn't that well developed enough. So I love that point, and I don't like it that it happens, but I like to make this point that the villains are often not great. They put so much effort into developing the main characters that the villain is throwaway. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and I think this is like pretty similar to another Disney fairy tale, the Descendant films. Except for the first one. You already know this is the daughter and the son of like Jafar, Maleficent, the fish lady from Little Mermaid.
Right, yeah, so it's all royal connected. Yeah, I'm with you.
But instead, these are all just like all new characters instead of had to have like famous ones from past fairy tales from Disney's history.
It doesn't say that it's based on anything in particular.
No, so this is like an original.
Got kind of an anime feel to it with the costumes and the way the characters look. It almost has a Yu-Gi-Oh! For American live action, you know? It's got those kind of young characters.
I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost got an anime inspiration or something.
Yeah, but they don't. This was made for the Disney Channel, but I think they just like realised we need something to promote Disney Plus. So they decided to like take this out off of the Disney Channel and then put it straight to Disney Plus.
See, they got Mandalorian, which is their main thing, or at least that's enough. But they want lots of original content. They're tired of just buying things and slapping the Disney label.
Yes, indeed.
Cool. This is a film.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I got that right. I always guess wrong. Film program. So it's a one-off film. Is it franchise material?
Well, probably it's meant to be.
Yeah.
But probably be up to debate if they want to make a sequel or not. Mm-hmm. But again, now with this pandemic, I think they go like scale back and just focus on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I wonder what their main asset is. What's the main thing that they want to keep alive if the pandemic threatens other things?
Imagine Disney Plus.
I'm just wondering what programs in particular, Ryan. Are they focused more on the animated movies or are they focused more on the Miley Cyrus type Hannah Montana?
Well,
what's Disney's main focus?
I was gonna say the main gonna be on Disney Plus, but when it's like come to like what they gonna be put on there, God knows. All we know is we need just to wait and find out.
Yeah, Disney now
And
owns so much they could do anything. Go on.
yeah, and also don't forget they got a humongous like catalogue of
Yeah.
films, TV shows, and movies and brands to put on there.
They could easily just make money streaming all the past content that they've made or have bought the rights to. But the lifeblood of the company, they need to keep making things, like a shark. You need to keep moving.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just wondering what Disney focused on.
Yeah, like Netflix or Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Just chucking stuff out there, which Ryan will review for us.
But back to this film. I thought this was okay.
Good. Yeah, no, sorry, I was just checking to see if there are any more cons. So the villain wasn't great. The characters were all right fun. Superhero related.
Well, yeah, it is a superhero related. Most of them are definitely self-aware film this is.
You mentioned that in the pros, so it's good that they know what kind of movie it is. Is it
Yeah.
save the world from the evil bad guy?
Yes, saving the evil bad guy. Just like every single superhero ever, you can see of like, okay, we've got to put a team together to stop bad guy.
I mean, I want to mention the boys again because we keep bringing them up. So that's like, they don't have a bad guy, except the boys are technically the bad guy, except the superheroes are the bad guy. It's wonderfully confusing. But there's no arch nemesis that makes the good guys look better, Without a super bad guy, good guys can start to look bad too.
And also it's similar like teenagers were born from completely different royals that get entered into this academy because of their royal heritage.
Novel. I haven't heard about royal superheroes before. I mean, it plays into elitist stuff, but whatever.
Yeah, but at least it's not violent like that film was.
Which one, Ryan?
Well, you said it, at least the Battle Angel.
Not a terrible film. No, sorry, you've given it more praise than that. You said it's a pretty good film, just that there's a bit of a weak plot, if you will, as far as bad guy antagonist.
Pretty much like what you've seen before in a lot of other superhero content.
Yeah, so this is likely aimed at younger kids. This is trying to create a new fan base for new characters.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, it feels a bit Power Rangers like. That's fine. That's great.
That's that one done.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. Yep.
And now we get to Netflix now, which is probably going to be the duration of this episode.
Yep.
Which is talk about the Sherlock Holmes movie.
Enola Holmes, viewed by Ryan Balkwill. So Ryan and I discussed briefly the topic of this movie last time we spoke. So I'm aware, Ryan, that it's not specifically Sherlock. It's his niece.
Yes, it's his niece.
Got you. Action, drama, mystery, and thriller, directed by Harry Bradby, written by Jack Thorne, based on the Enola Holmes mysteries by Nancy Springer, and starring Millie Bobby Brown, Sam Claflin, Henry Cavill, and Helena Bonham Carter. I think all of those are appearing in the poster, which is a little hard to see. There you go.
Yes,
So,
which I'm trying to copy on here, but just get the characters, but not the rest of
talking Sherlock Holmes, or Enola Holmes, it's just called Enola Holmes. When you take away the Sherlock, it takes away the magic, which is not to critique the program, because I've not watched it, but you've taken away a big part of the advertising right there. Because Sherlock is such a unique name. So the plot: while searching for her missing mother, intrepid teen Enola Holmes uses her sleuthing skills to outsmart it's her big brother, Sherlock, and help a runaway lord. Ryan was looking forward to this new Sherlock Holmes tale, and it's very good. In the pros, the fresh take on Sherlock Holmes makes this film stand out, in my opinion, without overshadowing the film's character. The tone was so different from other Sherlock Holmes adaptations ever shown on screen. It feels great seeing Henry Cavill sticking his foot into other roles other than Superman, and Millie Bobby Brown was spectacularly great as the main title character. In the cons, at times Enola's breaking the fourth walls was a little bit too much, and at times the villain didn't do well for me. So not doing well on the villain's front with these programs. That's a shame.
No, not really, because you did get time to get to know him.
Right.
Which is really not that bad for a Sherlock Holmes material, because most of them are like serial killers, really.
Yeah, well, it involves murders or kidnappings, books anyway. The original
Yeah.
stories about violent crime. It's not Moriarty again, is it?
No, some hoodie trying to creep out, but not very impressing. Definitely in the final battle.
I don't know if you're a fan of the Sherlock Holmes working things out stuff or you like the action. Is there much sleuthing in this? Was she good at like figuring things out?
I think that's the only one thing I can think of when it comes to Sherlock Holmes. It's like he's a detective.
He's got these special powers almost. He's kind of like the first superhero, Sherlock Holmes,
Yeah.
because he has all this knowledge and he can just immediately apply it. When he looks at someone, he can just tell you where you're from, how old you are, you know, what food you eat, what company you keep. He can just do that. And I wonder if it makes sense, well, whatever. But should there be two members of the same family that have that savant power?
Oh, well, I wish.
I mean, if anyone could just have it, that takes away the uniqueness of Sherlock Holmes. If you just say, well, it's his little sister, so of course she's just as good.
Yeah.
I don't buy that.
I don't buy either. But I can imagine people pass down the powers to a daughter. But in the film, they didn't. They don't explain any of that.
Okay, so it's his sister. Maybe the parents were big on sleuthing and it's what they taught their kids as a pastime. I don't know.
I thought the tone of this film looked so like the recent Sherlock Holmes TV series on BBC.
Yeah.
Or where the last time? Oh yeah, I think there was a video game with Sherlock Holmes before.
Yeah.
Which I was trying to put my finger around.
It is Netflix movie. It's period drama, so they're all wearing top hats and Victorian clothing. Is that the appeal, do you think? Is it the fact that it's a period drama that's one of the main pluses?
Well, yeah, it felt like a very different spin on Sherlock Holmes. It felt refreshing to have her perspective doing a mystery for a change instead of the main Sherlock Holmes character.
This almost feels like Supergirl to Superman. This is basically the young female version doing the same stuff. And it feels like Henry Cavill can never escape that Superman connection. You know, here he is trying to do Sherlock Holmes and be totally different, but he's got this younger sister who is basically like Supergirl to his Superman. That's how I feel that this film.
Oh yeah, it does feel like it. I think everyone in the cast has great chemistry because you could tell they having a lot of fun with their roles in the movie. And definitely with Henry Cavill.
Good for him. I'm glad that he gets to wear something else.
Finally getting out of his shoes to do other roles other than playing Superman.
Yeah, take off the white fronts and the cape. Yeah.
Yeah,
and the bottom cutter make it a period drama. Can't have 19th century England without Helena Bonham Carter. Yeah.
And I gotta say it, but it looks like her and Carter look similar alike. If you actually see the advertisements, yeah, or probably you see a trailer for yourself.
If I ever catch trailers, I'm solely dependent on you now, Ryan, to tell me what's.
That's great. Thank you very much. Well, this was a very good film. Definitely I highly recommend it to those who've been long-time supporters of Sherlock Holmes media over the years. Yep. This will be a fine one for you.
Gotcha. So Netflix, Enola Holmes. If you are a Sherlock Holmes fan and you need to watch all the canon, Enola Holmes.
The next one is Devil All the Time.
So this one is a Netflix movie. So as Ryan said, we're going to be on Netflix now for the rest of this interview. Interesting graphic.
Yeah.
It's quite serious.
You can see Tom Holland's little face in there on the top.
He's the character at the top. He's the tortured soul.
Yeah.
Probably the one decent man in the drama. So this is a drama, crime, mystery, and thriller. So serious stuff. Screenplay by Paulo Campos. Based on the Devil All the Time novel by Donald Ray Pollock and narrated by Donald Ray Pollock. That's interesting. So the author of the book is narrating this story. The plot: a young man is devoted to protecting his loved ones in a town full of corruption and sinister characters. Ryan was looking forward to this film since he first saw the trailer. It was okay. but a very hard watch. Glad seeing Tom Holland play a completely different role than Peter Parker for a change. The location for the film looks so dark in terms of tone. The film does feel like it's directed by Tarantino. They dive into the difference between justice and injustice, and I found myself connected to these characters just to see what's going to happen to them. In the cons, other characters except from Arvin, Willard, and Lee don't get a lot of character development. The pacing for the film is too slow, and the film is bleak, dark, and hard to sit through. It does sound like quite a serious watch, Ryan, after all that Disney.
This one is, like I said, it's really dark and grim to watch. Even for something that goes on for 2 hours.
Okay, quite a long film.
Yeah, gave me a reason at times to not try to revenge myself to not fall asleep. Keep myself engaged. What's going on?
So it's a slow burn, yeah.
It's definitely a slow burn.
Plot is a little confusing to me. He's protecting his loved ones in a town full of corruption. So is he the police?
I think it's now like small little mountain. Well, not small little mountain. I think it's South Park. Pardon me. I can see the face there. But this is like in a small, like, religious town, but with more violence. So basically say like this one is like an okay film because the overall eeriness of this film.
All right, cool. So it's quite a spooky place. Townsfolk don't sound like nice people.
Yeah,
yeah.
But they are just like so incorruptible. Pretty much like Gotham, but you know,
The small town version.
Religious town.
Okay.
Instead of like Gotham, black and dirty and just for like them all being in hell out of each other.
When he's protecting his family, are they accused of something? What happened?
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I think it's for like something meant to be paid for. And I feel like Tom Holland was actually probably best performance in here.
Great, good for him.
Other than playing Spider-Man.
Yeah, but he needs, like Harrison Ford coming off the back of Indiana Jones, he needs some normal roles or some less defined roles just to make him a normal actor. Good for him.
Yeah, and another one which I think you have read out the cast list, which we discussed before. They had both Spider-Man, the Winter Soldier, and Batman in the same movie. What I meant is Tom Holland, Sebastian Stan, and Robert Pattinson. This one.
I didn't realize that Robert Pattinson was in this. Sorry. This is the one we spoke. My brain. We spoke about this film last week to set it up. Ryan mentioned Robert Pattinson and Tom Holland. So good for them both. So they're all escaping the sci-fi or the superhero or monsters.
Well, one person escaping from Twilight.
Yeah, that's right.
And his other work.
Him and Tom Holland both are very much defined by those big roles. Yeah. So good for them that they're getting other roles. Excellent. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Thanks for clearing that up.
You're welcome. They star in Bill Skarsgård, which is the evil psychotic clown, the 2 hit movies. And the girl who played Alice in the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland movie.
Is that Haley Bennett or Riley Keough? I'm not sure how to pronounce people's names.
I think it's the one begins with the letter N.
Oh, there's a Mia Wasikowska as well. But the cast, as ever, is on Ryan's review. If I'm butchering names, you can read it here. Interesting that hang on, there was something interesting I was going to say. Right, produced by Jake Gyllenhaal, Reva Marker, Randall Poster, Max Bourne. So I just name dropping there. Jake Gyllenhaal producing. He's obviously established enough to be a producer now. So he thinks this is a worthy story to tell. That's good.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it 18 rated, Ryan, or 15?
Well,
do they even do that?
It's definitely it's a definite R.
Okay, yeah, rated R, violence, maybe language.
Which I suppose that Tom Holland can pull this role off. But great for him. Probably that gave him more work to do.
Yeah, definitely. I always like it when an actor can diversify and they don't get typecast, because that's, they're famous and all that, but then it's a bit hard for them to do anything creative once you're a Luke Skywalker. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like the cinematography of this movie.
Excellent, good, yeah.
Well, definitely the third act where they finally have Robert Pattinson and Tom Holland come to blows at the church.
Always the best place.
They basically like he accused Tom's character, come to the conclusion of what happened to his parents like years ago, still a child. It's Robert Pattinson's character, something to do with what happened to his parents from years ago.
Small town business politics. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
But some of the moments in here are just hard to watch.
Yeah, you said. So that's why I was wondering if it was R-rated, as you said, if it was just like an unpleasant watch. But good for you for seeing it through.
Thank you very much. I still recommend people to watch it. If you want an hour like thing to do in the day, or I find anything else good to watch, probably this one will benefit you the much.
Yeah, if you can take a rather dour thriller, it's not exciting in the Marvel way. It's probably a hard watch, but Tom Holland breaking out of Spider-Man, I hope that he becomes quite an established actor. He sounds like he's got a huge fan base.
Oh yeah, and also a lot of potential.
Yeah, exactly. So what's this film to support Tom?
It depends if what type of feel you feel in the morning. Watch something like this. Or you just want to like skip it and just find something else. Then you could do that too.
As you say that, right, I was just thinking my favorite film to watch in the morning might be RoboCop, also violence. If you're going to watch a violent type movie, watch something that's over the top silly.
Yeah.
It might be more of an evening watch. Okay.
Yeah. It all depends.
Different strokes.
It all depends on how people feel like they want to see it or not.
Right. I mean, if you haven't slept, maybe you want to watch a psycho movie first thing in the morning.
Yeah, very much. So let's get to the other thing on here, which is criminal.
Now, I was assuming, Ryan, that it was the United Kingdom Criminal.
Yeah, that's it. Similar like that, yeah.
This one?
Well, that's season 1.
Okay, right. So there is a season 2.
Which is like the same plot as in this season was.
Oh, wait, no, it's with Kit Harington, yeah?
Yep.
Wonderful. So Netflix original series presents Criminal UK Season 2, reviewed by Ryan Balkwill, with a very guilty looking... He always looks guilty. I can't help it. He just looks like he's done something wrong and he's ready to apologize. Kit Harington.
Yeah. And I think they got Sharon Hogan, which you probably don't know by a lot of comedies.
You're good to say you probably don't know. You've learned now, Ryan. I probably don't know, but you can tell us. I'm going to tell you what you've written about this. So Ryan says police procedural anthology series. So it's about cops and robbers, and this is very much about the interrogation aspect of that. So the plot, seeking answers inside the interview room. Investigators question suspects over 4 confounding cases, including alleged rape, abduction, and murder. Ryan says he was interested in the series to check out, see fares still the same as the last series. Season 2 is more intense and compelling than the last season. In the prose, these 4 episodes felt like an intense rehearsed stage play. For those in crime shows, the acting was so well done, and it feels like you're in real navigation meeting. At times, the runtime of the episodes affected my enjoyment of the series. So I want to pick up on the cons there. It was too long.
Well, yes, some of these crime proceedings do look like you feel like you're in a room yourself.
Yeah, so it's realistic.
You feel like these conversations goes on forever.
Yeah, unfortunately, mate, that's justice. You've got to prove guilt beyond reasonable doubt. You can't just say you're guilty.
But sadly, me who don't haven't been to college and know about crime, it does feel like these 4 episodes, some of these seasons are goes on forever, but you might meet basically a lot of energy drinks up and going of what's actually talking about.
Yeah, because there's explosions, it's not running and shooting, it's talking. It's intense talking.
Yeah. Just like you talking.
Yeah.
No, I've had it. All proceedings.
Well, hopefully that's entertaining enough. Hopefully we are doing an all right job.
Yeah,
I love this kind of thing, Ryan. There is a fantastic series of police procedurals in America. Wire is a great one. But
yeah,
before that, you had Homicide: Life on the Streets. But there were these programs that you had the interrogation room. You had a whole 20 minutes of like the detective grilling the bad guy and trying to convince him to tell the truth. So hopefully the UK version, I feel like this is probably taking its cue from American police procedurals from about 20 years ago and trying to give it a UK gritty twist.
yeah. I can't deny, just like the last season, or how much they are really committed to this show.
Wonderful. Is Kit Harington in the first one, or he's a new character?
I think all 40 characters are brand new. But I
Right.
keep questioning.
Are there any characters from the first season that have made it into this one?
No, I think it's a different character. Without the appearance of David Tennant and Hayley Atwell.
They were in the first series.
But this one, I think the two big main ones are Catherine Kelly and Kit Harington.
For review, you haven't actually got Kit mentioned in the starring, but maybe he's so famous he doesn't need a credit.
Yeah, pretty much. And the stupid thing is, when I tried to like find a poster for this,
Yeah.
the only like ones I can like find was just the ones with the characters' faces on them.
Well, you've done a grand job, Ryan. This is a
So
very...
I'm like, well, I gotta go. I guess I'll just choose the one with the bigger name value, which is
Good.
Kit Harington.
Which is Kit. And
Yeah.
then Jon Snow. Yeah.
I always forget his name. I always say Kit, as in like Kit Harington.
Well, it's his name. That's fine. I think
But-
he would rather be Kit Harington than Jon Snow. Just like we were saying with Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson, these
Yeah.
actors, they want to move on. They enjoy the fame, but then they want to make their own bones. They don't want to just be one character their whole life. So good for him that he's in this as well.
Yeah. But I will say, the one time for these episodes, that's just the I think that my problem with the first season and also this season, which is the long run times of these episodes, did affect my enjoyment of the series.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I'm probably gonna keep on saying until like they do the timeline, one times of each episode next time around.
Yeah, often these crime dramas, they are dragged out, aren't they? They want to get maximum appeal, you know, they want to keep you on the edge of your seat. What's going to
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty much great stuff.
Great, man. Good, good. I
Yeah.
mean, I like
And,
police procedural. Go
Oh
on.
yeah, and also they've got like 3 different versions of this show on Netflix. One from definitely here in the UK, but also from Spain, Germany, and I'll say Korea.
And are they all called Criminal?
Yes, as in 4 the same show, but in 4 complete different countries.
Is it all made by the same company or the same producers then?
Yeah, it's made by the same company.
George K. Jim Field Smith are the creators of this program. So it'd be interesting if they are making this worldwide with different cast. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's just like fascinating to watch. It's probably going to take a long time to keep people interested.
You were watching Gangs of London. Do you think that would make a good tie-in with this? If you watch Gangs of London, then watch this.
Well, I think they're like made by 3 different companies.
Okay,
This is made by Netflix. That's made by Sky.
okay, but they're both UK crime-based. So maybe you could watch the gangsters, and then you could watch the police putting them in
Yeah,
prison.
they are 2 completely like big institutions.
Yeah.
Without question.
Well, it's interesting how much entertainment we can get out of watching the police on TV and film doing their thing. More and more often, we're seeing corrupt police programs. The police are no more good than the bad guys. Everyone is dark or has darkness within them, that kind of thing. And this doesn't make me feel like any of these characters are particularly nice.
No,
They're all
definitely not.
sinister.
Definitely not. But I think that's what my same for Criminal.
Okay, wonderful. So
No,
Ryan
yeah,
rates that one on Netflix. Kit Harington, star appeal and good story.
yeah. I was considering something different, which is Honey Boy.
Honey Boy.
Yeah, which is on a Amazon Prime exclusive film. Shia LaBeouf, which is like chronicles like the times. He was a little boy on Eva Stevens' first Transformers movie.
Okay.
Some people say since Eva Stevens, it's that are probably up to debate as well.
Okay, I'm not a huge fan. I haven't seen many of his films. I did sadly watch the first Transformers movie.
Enjoy that one more than the other one.
You've got, Ryan, an interesting theme. We've got enough time for you to mention this. So we've had Robert Pattinson, Tom Holland. Who else have we mentioned? Kit Harington. So basically, in this episode, we've been talking about actors who were well established as characters.
Famous. Yeah.
Famous, very famous for one character, but they've managed to do other stuff, which has given them more of a diverse. So good for Shia LaBeouf, because he was just the guy from the Transformers movies and the attempt at making an Indiana Jones movie, and that wasn't giving him a good reputation.
Yeah, and also he's only like known from another thing from Even Stevens.
What is that, Ryan?
Oh, it's like another like family sitcom.
Is that when he was younger?
From my childhood, yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so when he was much younger.
Yeah, when he was a little boy.
Right.
And like the advertisement you see here, which is like the similar clothing he wears on that show.
Okay.
Which is pretty much like the comedian of the show. Basically him trying to like be like the prankster of this show. Like of him from his days on Even Stevens. Yeah, but also like it's about the relationship of him and his father. Well, his abusive father, but also a lot, which is like a disturbing film to watch, but also a must-see film for those who actually grew up with Shia LaBeouf, since Even Stevens, and mostly the Transformers film will help change your mind about Shia LaBeouf as an actor.
Fantastic, Ryan. Great summation. Good for him. This is a bit biopic then. It's the story of him as a 12-year-old successful television star, possibly, and his abusive alcoholic father. I don't know that for a fact, but it's written by him. So is this basically his childhood story?
Yeah, like it's his story, like his real life experiences, and put it straight to screen.
Wonderful.
Which it turned out to be magic.
Excellent. So I'm glad for him that when an actor writes something, possibly directs it, it's a bit wobbly. But if this is his story, then he's got passion behind telling it. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the little boy played young Shia, I think it's a pretty different actor, like very young actor.
Is that Lucas Hedges or Noah Jew?
Noah Jew.
Noah Jew.
Which is actually played both the 12-year-old Shia and the 22-year-old. Well, actually, no, Lucas played the 22-year-old Noah, and Noah played the 12-year-old.
Got you. So it's a bit like that film Boyhood. It's telling the story of this kid growing up. He ages through the course of it, and it's the father-son dynamic. Yeah,
and like the 12-year-old focus on like his childhood, like relationship with his father, and also his words on Even Stevens, and the 22-year-old days back to like way earlier in his young career, when he'd like trouble with the law and just finding peace in himself, like finding Jesus and faith.
Okay.
To prove himself as a man.
This is reminding me of Alex Winter's documentary, the child stars thing we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this is, they say you should write what you know. So good for Shia LaBeouf for writing a story that he knows, because this is his lived experience.
Which Shia LaBeouf in this is so recognizable.
Good,
Yeah,
because I would want to recognize him from films I've seen him in so far.
but you can tell by listening to his voice, he's definitely Shia LaBeouf.
Gotcha. I watched a bit of Fury, the tank movie with Brad Pitt, and he's pretty good in that. He puts on a heavy southern drawl, puts on an accent, but yeah, he's watchable.
Yeah, and also this little girl played by a female rapper.
Is that FKA
Which
twin?
Yeah, which is actually she played her role in the movie pretty well. With pretty much I played like a sex worker.
Yeah.
That 12-year-old Shire of like former connection with.
Okay, interesting.
Because like as I can imagine a child star, sadly I ain't, thank goodness. Doesn't know what he is. He's surrounded by cameras and lots of famous people around him. Instead of like having his abusive father him.
Got you. So it's very much a standalone film telling
Definitely
that.
that film. And
Yeah.
also it's about going through like his life and his struggles as a child actor and also as an adult. Also finding peace in himself, which is actually very fascinating. Also disturbing to watch. See him get tossed around by his but also very heartbreaking.
Serious stuff, scenes of violence or unpleasant scenes involving domestic abuse. But give it a go on Amazon Prime, you say?
Yeah. And before we go, my mum wanted to ask you something.
Okay, Ryan. That one's called Honey Boy, by the way. Amazon Prime, Honey Boy, Shia LaBeouf.
Pretty much it, what I can say, really.
No, that's a fantastic set of reviews, Ryan. So we've covered a bit of Amazon and some Netflix and some Disney. So the big hitters once again. And we look forward to covering more topics that you have to offer next week.
I just want to recommend people, if you want something to enjoy, definitely from the Disney Plus, it's Onward.
Encore,
which is actually, I just recommend for people this weekend. You are struggling something to watch.
Right, mate. Take care.
Take care too.